Hey Andrew, how's it going?
Hey, doing good. How's my audio?
Not too bad. He's coming in clear.
Awesome.
And should I address you as Drew or Andrew? Which do you prefer?
I think most people, my co-founder Will calls me Andrew because we grew up together, but most people these days go with Drew. So let's just go with that.
All right, here it is. We'll get started in 1 or 2 minutes. I'm gonna give it some time for people to join and go ahead and tweet out the invite link again. But it is recorded. Generally, in my experience, a lot of people listen to the recording more than even join live. So if people are late or they miss it, they'll still be able to listen to it in the future. And then we'll be able to also share the recording after we edit it on YouTube and stuff as well.
Cool.
Where are you located?
So we're based out of Richmond, Virginia, but the team's pretty distributed.
Right. Yeah, I think we were technically based out of DC, but only like 2 people live in DC. I think now we're technically based out of Miami/Tampa. But yeah, also pretty distributed around the world.
Yeah, when we first started talking with you guys, I think it was during your DC days, and then the last time we saw you was down in Miami. So following your company's trajectory.
For sure. A lot of people, I guess, moving to Florida at the moment.
I'm jealous. Yeah, good for them.
The weather's definitely a little better. I'll give it that.
Can't beat Florida. Yeah, my grandfather used to drive us down to Disney every summer, and he would chain smoke cigars, and we'd drive this Dodge van with like 7 kids in the back. So my early days opinion of Florida was a lot different than now, where it seems like the oasis.
Yeah, that's the true American East Coast experience, is the road trip family experience to Disney World. I've had many myself.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's something we all have in common for the most part.
All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. We'll start with introductions for the audience, both live and listening to the future recording. Judy, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself as well as RoundlyX?
Yeah. So I'm Drew Elliot, co-founder of RoundlyX. Our team has grown over the past couple of years, but my co-founder Will and I started and exited beta in 2019 or 2018. Very simply, we round up your spare change from your everyday purchases into your favorite digital assets at your favorite exchanges. But we want to start expanding into a giving vertical with partners at the Giving Block to round up into any of the charities listed at Giving Block. So we're not only targeting growing your wealth over time, but we'd love to give you make it just a little bit easier to grow influence as well and take part in a number of amazing causes that the Giving Block is onboarded.
Love to hear it. I'm glad you could join me today. I am Zoe. I am the digital communications manager for the Giving Block. So I handle pretty much anything from social media to community and beyond. Love these Twitter spaces we've been doing. I think they're a lot of fun and great for meeting people as well as getting exposure to some amazing projects. If you don't know, the Giving Block is we essentially, in short, help nonprofits accept cryptocurrency. As of today, we have over 1,500 different nonprofits around the world of all shapes and sizes, accepting, I believe, we're at around 80 plus different cryptos. These donations are made both directly to the nonprofits as well as through funds like our Impact Index funds, which are essentially organized funds around certain causes. So for example, I believe Mental Health Month is coming up. We have a mental health Impact Index fund that you can donate to. And when you donate crypto to that fund, your donation gets distributed evenly amongst a number of nonprofits in that in that space that are working in the mental health space. And actually, donations to those funds are all being matched right now. So if you donate to those, your donation's doubled. But I'm rambling a bit. We want to kind of start out with the exciting app news from RoundlyX's end. Drew, do you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. We're live in iOS and Play Store. You can now download us. It's quick and set up your account. If you already have an account, you'll love it. If you don't have an account yet, it's like a quick 5-minute setup. Super simple, and you can be rounding up within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's big. I'm ashamed to say that until the app launch, I did not have an account, but it's with me. It's like as soon as there's a phone app, it's something that I can do in my spare time when I'm not focused on work or whatever. So an app store launch is really exciting. I was really happy to see you guys go live there.
Yeah, thanks. You're not alone. We never do anything that folks aren't asking for. So you and others were holding off until the app launch. So we're happy to get it out there for everybody.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, the app launch is amazing. As far as the Giving Block goes, do not have a phone app launch yet. You never know what might be coming down the pipeline for us. But the big thing we're really focused on right now is this Carrying with Crypto campaign. I mentioned our impact index funds earlier, and essentially right now this Carrying with Crypto campaign matches all donations to those funds. I think I used the example of the mental health fund earlier, but we also have a range of other causes, as well as the one I think most of us are the most excited about, the crypto adoption fund, which is essentially kind of an easy way to donate to all of our nonprofits. We have 1,500 plus crypto friendly nonprofits, and there's no better way to show the philanthropic potential of crypto and of Web3 than giving this kind of unified, even support through the Crypto Adoption Fund. So we are, of course, matching donations to that as well. So if you're looking for a way to kind of show the potential of the crypto world and increase crypto adoption, donating to that fund is a great option. But I think the real, or not the real reason, but one of the key reasons we decided to have this conversation is to talk about the upcoming integration we're going to be doing with RoundlyX. Drew, if you want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of touches on your point there a bit. The same way we're automating Spirit Change roundups and into accumulating your favorite digital assets, we'd also, with this integration, be a part of automating your tax loss harvesting, or you're automating, your tax deductions, I guess, with charity during the year as well. So that is another financial upside of doing good with your spare change, I think. But yeah, the integration from our perspective, you would log into your RoundlyX account the same way you do now. There would be a new connection option. You would connect, and from a dropdown, you could select I think you guys are up to 1,500 charitable organizations. You select whichever one you like, and the roundup process begins. When you cross a certain threshold, we'll have to deal with, whatever minimum order size at the partner exchange to kind of make it all happen in the back end. The user, it'll be seamless, and you'll just round up into that charity. At the end of the year, because it's going through Giving Block, we should be able to find a way to make your tax documentation really easy as well.
Yeah, the tax documentation is huge, of course. I know people already want to give. We found that the crypto community and the Web3 and the NFT communities are very kind of naturally generous. They believe in the ability of their projects and the tech to change the world, and philanthropy can be an arm of that. But of course, this additional aspect of being able to offset some taxes on crypto gains and things like that is really key. That's why we have our tax receipt functionality, and I think that that will be a really key feature with this roundup integration. It'll be a little bit of a tangent, but I was just reminded of, as we talked about the tax aspect, that was something that I guess we saw was not really like easily offered or available to people who were making crypto donations, and that was one of the early sources of inspiration for the Giving Block. I'd actually love to hear, if you don't mind, a little bit about the inspirations and the origins of RoundlyX.
Yeah, for sure. So my background is a little bit all over the place, but one of the most relevant pieces of it was I was an investment advisor before getting into RoundlyX, and what I saw was this emerging digital asset class. The light bulb really went off for me when I realized that the digital asset class is not Bitcoin and then everything trying to be Bitcoin. But for me, the moment came in 2017 where I realized, this has sectors, right? So the same way my Amazon stock doesn't compete with, an energy company stock, Bitcoin doesn't compete with some of these other things. And so I thought there's going to be an entire ecosystem that supports how folks should allocate, et cetera, et cetera. Will and I didn't have the skill set for that. What we had the skill set for was creating a tool that could get people involved in a very exciting emergent asset class that was hyper volatile, right? And so we looked at things that worked in the existing equities market, and we applied a non-custodial model wherein we didn't have the funds available to go build our own exchange um, and custody everything and compete with Coinbase and all the other big players. What we had was the ability to create a software tool that could connect to all of these exchanges and provide a service, spare change roundup service, that they can't provide profitably, and that we could service and do a really awesome job at, and provide not only the users a new tool that would let everybody sleep at night, but also the exchanges a way to grow the ecosystem as well. A lot of the exchanges have done a tremendous job of funding innovation in the space in which they operate. So this was a way that we've seen, seemed to us, really grew the pie for everyone. You know, Spare change roundup is a great way to dollar cost average. That's good for everyday users and investors. More transaction volume and a new feature is great for exchanges. And RoundlyX, we were looking to build something that was valuable to both of those players, and that's what Will and I did. And now the team has grown, and it's taken on a life of its own, and we're able to add new partners like the Giving Block and target not only your wealth but your influence. If you can see not only the crypto you hold all in one dashboard across multiple exchanges, but also the good you've given in the same dashboard, and make it easy to interact with those players, I think is pretty awesome.
For sure, I couldn't agree more. I like that idea that you bring in, which is the crypto space. I think there is this kind of rising tide lifts all boats opportunity here, where you can bring in an innovation, technological and conceptual, and add to the existing ecosystem and build upon it and improve it. Examples like the spare change roundup are something that it doesn't. The success of and proliferation of RoundlyX and spare change roundup, tech is not like bringing anybody else down. It's just improving the marketplaces that added, as well as the capabilities of your partners. I think that's something we think about a lot, is that our tech and our software as a service that we offer is good for crypto, and it's good for philanthropy. We're to use the term everybody loves, we're all going to make it. It is a feel good kind of like positive, only up way to say things, but I do think there's some truth to it from a material perspective. I actually am not aware. If you don't mind, how did you guys find out about the Giving Block, or how did we find out about you? I don't think I was keyed into that original relationship.
Yeah, so much has happened so fast. I think we had spoken to someone connected to Pat and Alex at Giving Block, and they made an introduction, which led to further introductions at Gemini to try to put in place the mechanisms that would make the integration possible. It's just it never ceases to amaze me, because in the space every day we think it's so big, right? We think Bitcoin's at $40,000 now. Everybody who's been around for a while remembers much lower prices and all the debates around that time, and now 40,000 is here, and it feels super big, but the space is still super small, and there's so much innovation going on that founders can really just reach out directly and find each other on platforms like LinkedIn and respond, right? And then build something awesome like what's in the work here with RoundlyX and the Giving Block, and have that be like foundationally huge for so many causes. I mean, so it still blows my mind, even as I talk about it now. You see it on CNBC, crypto this, crypto that. The space is still ripe for easy introductions when you have valuable pieces to put in place.
For sure. No, I always, I always joke with people, and I say your dog is probably older than most crypto companies, and it's true. It's an exciting, innovative space. I think that in traditional finance and traditional tech, there's a lot of walled gardens. It's hard to talk to people. It's hard to talk to people who are decision makers and actually make these exciting, fast-paced integrations like we're planning to do with this. Spare change roundup integration. So it's really cool to see the ability of crypto and Web3 to so quickly evolve and work together and really create a brighter future. I'd love to hear a bit about what you think the future of RoundlyX is. If you've got anything down the pipeline. Of course, we talked about the integration. Is there anything else you can tell us?
I think the future is super bright. I think RoundlyX, we really see ourselves as a force for good, and that spare change is powerful, and we're going to help people spare change their world, right? It's the things that you care about in your life. You'll have the ability to round up into. And looking at us from that perspective, we're really an infrastructure piece, right? We can plug up to these amazing platforms and help their users become more active, while at the same time providing those users a new feature. Just looking at the Giving Block integration, wouldn't it be amazing to instead of a charity spending a couple $100,000 building its own roundup feature, to just use ours, right? This functionality that both of our teams will create pretty much just makes that feature free to all of these folks. And as we think about things people care about, people care about a lot of things. It's not always going to be charitable giving. It's not always going to be investing. But if they're in our ecosystem, when they do care about those things that we partner on, they'll have that option. I think that's pretty powerful, especially as people's lives improve. Crypto is a younger demographic. As that demographic ages, it will care even more about giving back. It's demonstrated such an ability to care at a young age. So I think this core piece of enabling technology, this integration, is going to live with all of us for a while and really improve the lives of a lot of people. And that's kind of our mission, right? It's a spare change your world.
Right, for sure. We are seeing an amazing amount of generosity and philanthropy in this early stage of crypto. And you're right, as these companies and the individuals behind them and get older, I do think that will increase. And as the of course ecosystem grows, we'll see crypto philanthropy growing with it. I like that point you made about providing that roundup technology for nonprofits, where it's something that they have to build on their own. I think one of the origins for the Giving Block was we've talked about the Pineapple Fund, this sort of ad hoc, semi-decentralized fundraising campaign that happened a few years back on Reddit, where a lot of Bitcoin was raised for philanthropic purposes, but it was quite chaotic. There was a lot of donors trying to help nonprofits, set up a bunch of wallets. We saw, people trying to talk nonprofits into, using this coin and that coin, or, building their own like brand new infrastructure to accept crypto. And the reality is that a lot of these nonprofits are, firing on all cylinders, trying to actually, make their missions a reality. They have quite a bit of both manpower and financial power focused on executing on their missions, and probably don't have time to do the intense amount of research and building required to accept 80 plus cryptos. So that is where we come in, and make that simpler, both with education and of course with our widget and our tech. And I think there's a kind of a similar space here with the roundup, spare change roundup tech, where it's they probably do not have the resources to build that on their own. If that's what you were trying to say, I don't want to speak for you there.
Absolutely, and I think you all have done most of the heavy lifting on building out that infrastructure, right? I mean, that's something that you all did, and that's amazing. And I think I'm excited to help in that mission wherein we will round up into many things and go to market in many channels to include even rounding up into digital spending credits, right? I'm also rounding up into Airbnb spending credits right now. So when I round up my spare change, I'm making like 3% ROI in spending credits. I get emailed a gift card from Airbnb and tap a button. And I think we want to grow the giving funnel as well, right? So say we get a user that's interested in that, and that's how they find us via an Instagram ad. We then put giving block roundups in front of them, right? So it's a way that we're not only attaching to you and driving that mission that we're all so proud of, but also actively cross marketing new roundups into the funnel, which ultimately is just amazing for the charities.
100%. I'll go ahead and kind of reset the room here if you're joining a little late. This is recorded, so you'll be able to listen to the recording afterwards on Twitter. And then I believe we do plan to, put out some highlights from it, put it on YouTube in the coming weeks. So you'll be able to get the entirety of the conversation if you missed it or joined late. Be sure to follow us at the Giving Block on all our accounts as well as RoundlyX to keep up with this spare change integration as well as all of RoundlyX's other projects. Drew, did you want to have any sort of closing comments about the future of crypto generally, or of Web3 philanthropy, or anything you kind of want to close out with here?
I want to thank the Giving Block and for having us, and thank everyone for making this possible. I'm just so happy we saw the future together and have pursued this integration. And find us at RoundlyX on Twitter. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what we should do. We want to hear from you. John's going to be on it. He's we are very quick to respond to what folks want to see, and so I'll just leave it there. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm really glad we can do this. I'm looking forward to the integration as well as the other future endeavors of RoundlyX as well as our own. So again, if you joined late or you're just joining now and missed it, there is going to be a recording after this, so you can listen to the whole conversation. And of course, follow both the Giving Block and RoundlyX to stay up to date. I think we'll close it there. Thank you so much for joining me, Drew.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, guys.